If your life is anything like mine, your day is probably filled with activities. And if you work a full-time job, you are likely spending at least 8 hours per day at the office. Now, wouldn't it be nice to have another income source or a side hustle that makes you money while you sleep? Well, this video will teach you how to start 4 different side hustles that will generate you money on autopilot. What's up, everyone? My name is Steve Chu and I run 2 7-figure businesses over at bumblebeelinens.com, which sells handkerchiefs online, and my e-commerce blog over at mywifequitherjob.com. I'm also the author of the Wall Street Journal best-selling book, The Family First Entrepreneur, which teaches you how to achieve financial freedom without sacrificing what matters most. Now, before I get to the list of side hustles, I just want to make it clear that these are not get-rich-quick schemes, and some of these ideas can take 6 months or more to get traction. But if you have perseverance to see these ideas through for at least 1 year, you will generate passive income. I promise you. Now, my first side hustle idea is to create a YouTube channel. Now, I'm starting with YouTube here because all of you guys are clearly watching this video right now and you are an active consumer of video content. My YouTube channel will generate over $350,000 this year, and it literally takes me 20 minutes to film a video. Now, don't get me wrong, my channel didn't start out this way, and it took me 2.5 years to get to this point. There were times early on where I'd publish a video and it would get less than 50 views, and it sucked. But I put myself on a schedule of 1 video per week and never missed a pub date. Now, in case you are curious how I grew my channel, I'm going to walk you through my exact process. All of my videos start out on paper, and every video has to do with my core competency, which is e-commerce. Now, I've been running a 7-figure online store with my wife for over 15 years, and I have a ton of knowledge to share. And in general, I would advise that you only start a channel on a subject that you know a lot about or have experience with. By the way, if you want to learn more about the e-commerce side of things, then make sure you sign up for my free 6-day mini course below. This free course is better than many of the paid classes out there, and you'll learn a ton. Now, to be clear, the reason I'm able to pump out a video in 20 minutes today is because I have a video editor and a script editor. And before I had these employees, it would take me about 4 hours to publish a video. Anyway, here's my exact process. The first thing that I do is write a blog post, and I write it in such a way that it ranks in Google search. Now, if you want to know more about this process, I actually have a mini course on this also over at profitableaudience.com/free. Now, this is the most time-consuming step because you have to add tremendous value and answer the most frequently asked questions about the subject. Now, these days, you can drastically speed up the process by using ChatGPT to put together an outline that you can edit, but this is a topic for another video. Once I have this blog post, I then transform it into a much more concise script for a YouTube video. I'll also add some personal stories to make it more interesting. And then I plug the outline into my teleprompter, hit record, and pump out a video. Now, that helps that I have a mini studio setup where all I have to do is literally hit the record button. I'll also say that you don't need a fancy camera, just good audio. Now, what do I shoot with? Well, I shoot with a Sony a7 and use a Rode Wireless Go 2 microphone. That's literally my entire setup. And then once I film the video, I just throw it overboard to my video editor and out comes the finished product. Now, when I didn't have a video editor, I would edit my videos myself using Camtasia, which is in my opinion the easiest way to edit a screencast talking head kind of video, which is the type of video that I typically put out. Now, in terms of planning, I've got a Google Doc full of video ideas, and I try to be at least 1 week ahead. And then I put out a compelling thumbnail and title, and that's about it. Now, the key is consistency. If you are going to start a YouTube channel, make sure you set a schedule and never stop. Now, I publish a video every Tuesday, and if you look at my income trajectory, it went from basically nothing to tens of thousands of dollars in the span of just a couple months. So basically what I'm saying here is that it takes a while for your YouTube channel to grow, but when it does, it will shoot straight up. The next side hustle idea is to start a blog. Now, most of you watching this video are probably like I was when I first started out. And back in the day, I was deathly afraid of making videos, and it does require a learning curve in order to get started. But with blogging, you can get started right away. All you need is a WordPress site, and if you watch this video here, you can create one for less than $3. And today, I make over $1 million in profit from my blog through affiliate marketing, advertising, and course sales. Let's break each of these down real quick. Affiliate marketing is where you act as a virtual salesman for someone else's product. For example, you've probably heard me talk about BigCommerce, Shopify, Shift4Shop, Ecwid on this channel. And whenever someone clicks on a specially tagged link in the description and signs up, I get a cut of the sale. Now this cut can be anywhere from $5 to $1,000 depending on what is purchased. And you have to be careful with affiliate marketing to only recommend products that you believe in. Otherwise, you could destroy your entire reputation and your credibility. On mywifequitterjob.com, I make several hundreds of thousands of dollars every year as an affiliate. You can also sell ads on your site and use services like AdThrive and Mediavine to run display ads on your website, and all payouts are made based on CPM, which means cost per 1,000 impressions. And then finally, you can sell digital products, memberships, and courses on your blog. Now on my blog, I sell two main classes. One is called Profitable Online Store, which will teach you how to start an e-commerce store. And the other is called Profitable Audience, which will teach you how to build an audience through blogging, YouTube, and podcasting. All these products make me many hundreds of thousands of dollars per year, and there are no physical deliverables. Now, despite my success, I'm not going to say that you can simply launch a website, start writing, and make money right away. Blogging is a slog and is highly dependent on your ability to rank in Google search. As a result, there's a very specific way of writing and performing keyword research in order to do so. So first off, you need a keyword tool like Ahrefs in order to do keyword research. Otherwise, you're going to be just flying completely blind. And if you are not familiar with the tool, here's what it does. Basically, Ahrefs will tell you what people are searching for on Google, how often the search happens, and how hard it is to rank for that keyword. For example, let's say I wanted to write about dropshipping. Well, if you type in dropshipping into Ahrefs, you'll find that dropshipping gets 97,000 searches per month, which is amazing, but the KD score, or the keyword difficulty score, is 76. This means that even though a lot of people are searching for this keyword, it will be extremely difficult to rank for the keyword dropshipping. So instead of going for dropshipping, you can have Ahrefs output a series of keyword permutations around dropshipping that you might possibly be able to rank for. And in this case, the keyword AliExpress Dropshipping Center gets 5,100 searches with a KD of only 17, which means that I can rank for this keyword much easier. Now in general, Ahrefs allows you to figure out what articles to write to plan out your blog. And without this tool, you would have no idea what to write about and what questions people have about your given topic. You would also have no idea whether you would even have a chance to rank in search. Now obviously there are many more factors in play on how to gain search engine visibility, but they are beyond the scope of this video. But overall, blogging is a fantastic passive income source because the traffic does not depend on you constantly writing. Even if I were to stop writing altogether, the money would continue to flow in for a very long time. But as I mentioned earlier, blogging is a slog. It took my blog 3 years to hit 6 figures in revenue, but in years 4, 5, and 6, my earnings grew exponentially to where it is today. Now this next side hustle idea is selling a physical product online. Now running an online store is not nearly as passive as a blog or a YouTube channel. However, once you have processes in place, e-commerce can be almost as passive as content creation. Now how do I define e-commerce exactly? E-commerce is where you sell physical products online. For example, my store over at Bumblebee Linens sells handkerchiefs on both my online store and Amazon. Now there's a common misconception that you need to carry or deal with inventory when selling a physical product, and the answer is not necessarily. For example, you can simply send all of your merchandise over to Amazon FBA, and Amazon will handle storage, fulfillment, and customer service for you. And even if you own your own online store, you can take orders and Amazon will ship them to your customer for you. Now if you don't want to sell on Amazon, you can find a 3PL or a third-party logistics firm that will warehouse and ship your products out for you on your behalf. You can even drop ship your products. This is where you make an arrangement with your supplier where you take orders and the supplier is responsible for shipping the product to the end customer. Incidentally, this is how my 9 and 11-year-old kids managed to start their own online store selling entrepreneurship t-shirts over at Kid in Charge for only $3. They didn't have to carry any inventory or make their own t-shirts. They just created the designs and a print-on-demand dropshipper fulfilled their orders. Now there are obviously many different trade-offs between the different business models, and if you are curious, you can watch this video. But bottom line, starting an e-commerce store is probably the fastest way to make passive income online because you are selling an actual product and not relying on advertising to make money. Now, my online store over at bumblebeelinens.com managed to make over $100,000 in profit in our first year of business, and it has grown in the double and triple digits ever since. And today, it is a 7-figure business, and we have a warehouse with employees. We chose not to go the 100% passive route because we wanted full control over our products and fulfillment, and this is mainly because we sell personalized goods online. If you are curious about e-commerce and how it works, I encourage you to sign up for my free 6-day mini course below. Now, this final side hustle idea that I love is starting a paid newsletter. In a way, this side hustle idea is very similar to blogging, except that you don't need a website. Using the email provider like ConvertKit or Drip, you can publish content and broadcast it out to people who are willing to pay for a subscription to your newsletter. Now, the best example I can think of a paid newsletter is what Sam Parr did with The Hustle. He grew his paid newsletter to over 1 million people and tens of millions of dollars before he sold it to HubSpot. Now, creating a successful paid newsletter starts with putting out incredible content. Unlike blogging, running a paid newsletter is not an SEO or a Google play. You have to consistently send out content that people want to pay for. And what this means is that if you decide to start a paid newsletter, you better be an expert at what you're talking about. Now, the good news is that paid newsletters are usually priced pretty cheap. For example, you can charge just $30 a month or $1 a day for people to join your newsletter. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot of money, but it's fairly easy to provide $1 of value per day to a large group of people. All it takes is 30-ish people to make $1,000 a month, and the best part is that the revenue is recurring. People will continue to pay you as long as you provide value. Plus, you can send the exact same content to everyone on your list, so this business model is infinitely scalable. Now, the million-dollar question is, what is the best side hustle for you? First off, the perfect side hustle for you depends on your personality. If you don't like being on camera, then starting a YouTube channel probably isn't going to be for you. But I will say that YouTube is probably the best way to get started with passive income today. Google has an amazing recommendation engine that rewards content quality. And if you put out great videos, then Google will find a way to get your content in front of as many relevant eyeballs as possible. But if you don't like video, then blogging or the email newsletter route is for you. But keep in mind that both have completely different skill sets. With blogging, you must learn how to rank in search and tailor the style of your writing for the search engines. With an email newsletter, you have a lot more freedom in how to write your content, but you have to put out high quality content on a regular basis, otherwise people will churn from your newsletter. E-commerce is the best business model if you want to make money sooner rather than later. Because you are selling something right away, you can make money right away. And overall, there's no one-size-fits-all answer, but I will say this. If your goal is to make money within a year, go with e-commerce. If you have a longer runway of between 2 and 3 years, go with blogging or YouTube. Now that you know about these side hustle ideas, make sure you watch this video here where I break down all the possible e-commerce business models and compare them all in depth.